Another mongrel episode. Always hit my head on that. Anyway, another mongrel episode. These mongrel episodes are kind of handy because it means that I can do things to the Ducati down there and take my time on it, so I'm not rushing to get videos out to you. So these are kind of like infill videos and they're working out brilliantly. Today on the mongrel, radiator. Horrible thing that needs to go on it. So this is the stock VFR750 radiator that goes on the original bike. I got this really cheap off eBay. It has a fan at the back, it's in good condition. Also, it came with hoses and an expansion tank. So that means that I can, oh, by the way, look at this. Ta-da! Space. It's a bit more space in here. I can move around a little bit more. I can even walk all the way up to here, up to the Myco, which I couldn't before. Only because I moved a bike over. That's the only reason. The GS550 Volare, as I call it, has been moved over to that side a little bit. That's all. Back to where I was. Yeah, so it's got the expansion tank, not pipe. What I need to do today is figure out, if I come over here and sit down, what I need to do today is figure out how I'm going to stick this on the front. Such a huge radiator, and I don't want it. It's just the width. The width's just going to take up too much space. It's just going to look pants, just pure pants. I'm sure there's something we can do to this. I'm sure there's a way we can mount it or something or other. Today's job. See how we do this and where we might put the expansion tank. Not to forget, there is actually a second radiator that needs to go on this VFR as well. So it needs an oil cooling radiator. That can be a tiny radiator, but I just need to be mindful that that needs to go somewhere as well. I hate radiators. Why didn't I just get an air-cooled engine? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted an air-cooled engine. I wanted an air-cooled two-stroke engine to put in there. No fuss, no bother, just stick it in. No. I don't have to use the most complex engine there is. Well, for me, it's a V4 water-cooled engine. Let's do this. So looking at this now, if I poke this in here, that's just way too wide. I know it's the same width. In fact, no, do you know what? It's actually wider than the engine itself. It's about an inch wider than the engine on each side. Now that's just not going to look right. But one boy's dream. You may have heard me mention of him before, but he actually has a VFR750 himself. Check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already. Link will be down below. He kindly gave me these exhausts. Kindly donated those from his old project. Of course he doesn't want them anymore. He suggested, a brilliant suggestion as well, why don't I mount it vertically rather than horizontally? Now it would fit. Not the most conventional of ways, and it's not completely, right, these are the few issues I've got. It's not completely in the center. Okay, maybe that needs to come out a little bit. What it does give me then is clearance for this at the top. And that might work. Yes, there's a few issues. So the main issue, as you can see, is that the filler cap will be on the wrong side. And also the little breather pipe at the top is in the wrong place. Would that matter? I don't know. The cap I'm not too worried about. What I can do is fill this up horizontally, let it bleed itself. Once it's bled and everything, I can rotate it on its side. Then I don't need to open the cap again until I need to fill it up again if I need to. Not a bad idea. You know what? I'm gonna cut some brackets up. Tack some brackets into place and see what happens. It's got a radiator on it. So I've now put in a pipe. So this pipe goes from the top here all the way up to there. Probably need to make that a bit of a tighter bend, but heck, that's something that we can sort out afterwards. I do like the way it snakes through though. Come out there, straight out the side, and then bend straight into this here. So that is one of the things that I wanted to put there, because where that pipe meets there is the perfect fit. It cannot go any more that way or up or anything like that, so I needed that pipe to be there. What I have since figured out is that the distance from there to there is 3 inches, the same as there, so this radiator can be completely parallel to this bar. I think that way it's going to be less of a feature. Your eye's not going to go to it as much. This pipe doesn't fit over there. We need to extend that pipe. That's fine, that's no problem. I can buy another silicone pipe, no problem at all. The only other thing I need to be mindful of is that the exhaust is so close to the radiator here. The exhaust is going to be traveling down the length of the radiator. I think the exhaust as it stands, where is it? So the exhaust as it stands, I don't know which side is which, but let's try that on there. Do you know what? I think it'll be fine. Because what I can do is I'm not following the trail of the original exhaust. There's no chance I can do that. Because it's not going to complement the frame or anything. But what I think I can do is come out quite sharply on that bend. But I think I can go pretty tight on that and flare the exhausts out like it's doing here. Do you know what? I might even just have the exhaust like that. I'm just playing around with the bike, so I don't need to be too critical of these things. But still, it'd be nice to have a functioning bike at least. But I think that exhaust flaring out and coming out the side would be pretty mean. And here we have it. It is in place now. So I have simply tacked these in place, as you can see. Put a bolt through just to keep it steady. I will need to weld this properly in place. Same with the rest of the entire bike. But what I do have now is this radiator that fits. The pipe does narrowly go through there. Height-wise, it does go a bit lower than the bike, but I'm not too worried about that because obviously there's enough ground clearance and all that. And also the exhausts are gonna have to come back out through there. As for the expansion tank, I've got a few places I can try it. I can try it inside this gap there. See if there's a way, I mean I can, there will be a way to put it there, but I'll have to see if I like it there first. It's a pretty ugly thing, the expansion tank. I'd rather put an oil radiator up here than the expansion tank at the back. But that is it, in place. One job down and another eBay purchase that wasn't wasted. You know what, the next thing I need to do, I might even need to just adjust the height of the rear wheel. Bring that kind of frame I've done for the rear swing arm up a little bit because I think the whole bike's going to be sitting a bit too high, so I just need to drop that a little bit. And then once that's done, put some tyres on it, get the wheels clean, put some tyres on it, then I can weld the entire frame up. Then I need to get going with the girder front forks. That'll be interesting. So if you like what you see, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and as well visit forthebulletindustries.com if you want to see if there's any merchandise that you may want to buy. Next week's video probably be another mongrel video. I'm still working on the Ducati, which is there. Still working on that. Trying to get a carbon fibre shape done for that. So until next week's video, everyone just be safe.